My name is Kris. I was born in Mauritius, grew up in a village in on the East Coast in Central Flat. I did my primary education and secondary education there. Then after school, I went to university in the UK, where I did my bachelor degree and a master's degree. I am
Mhm.
married. I have two daughters, and I am the chief operations officer of an online travel agency that promotes only Mauritius. It's a privately owned business, uh, and yeah, that's me. In truth.
Wow, that's amazing. And can you tell me more about what you do as the Chief Operating Officer of Mauritius.com?
As we are a small online travel agency, I have the privilege of wearing multiple hats, and I'm involved in the
Wow.
day-to-day operations of the business. In a
Mhm.
small setting, every decision and action has a significant, impact on the
Yeah.
business. But the role is both challenging and rewarding. While the company may not have the size of a larger company, our
Hmm.
agility and close-knit nature allows us to make quick decisions and responses to the ever-changing conditions of the travel industry, especially
Right.
after COVID. We've seen many changes. I work closely with each team member to ensure
Hmm.
that everyone is aligned with our mission and goals. In addition to overseeing our team here in Mauritius, I'm responsible of crafting and implementing the strategic direction of the business. Another aspect of my job involves, again, since we're a small company, is to foster
Hmm.
close relationships with our clients and partners. Without them, we don't have a business. Uh,
Yeah,
I
right.
personally, I personally engage with our clients to understand their needs and requirements.
Hmm. Wow.
Uh, you know, as heading the operations department, you basically do everything that the business requires.
Wow,
And
that's a lot of hats that you wear.
and
Yeah.
luckily, I have a great team. We're a small team. I have a
Hmm.
great team, and without them, there's not much that I will be able to do and achieve in the business.
Yeah. That's true. Wow. Thank you so much for that. A lot of things that you do. Could you tell us a bit about how you ended up where you are now? A bit about your journey so far.
That was an interesting journey I've had. So,
Hmm.
uh, as every kid, I dreamt about becoming an engineer. This was my first dream.
Right.
And then right after I completed my A level, I
Hmm.
joined a hotel on the East Coast in the human resources department. Just back in the
Yeah.
days, during the holidays, I was working. I was doing part-time jobs here and there. So I started working in the human resources department, and then I enjoyed doing that. Enjoyed working in the hotel, the environment, and working with in the human resources department. We were we were talking to staff every day from different departments. So I enjoyed doing that. And
Wow.
then I decided to I was thinking of doing my studies in human resources. Uh,
Hmm.
and then while I was there, there was an opening for a full-time job in the central reservations office of the hotel. It was a group.
Okay.
It was a group of hotels. So yeah, I took on the challenge then, and then I started working there. Over there as well, I enjoyed doing what I do. I was working with a lot of travel agencies and taking care of the bookings to come to Mauritius. It was really fun. And then it was time
Wow.
for it was time for me to go to further my studies to the UK. I didn't know whether I was going to stay in Mauritius and or go to the UK, but I had the opportunity with the help of my family, my parents. So I went to the UK to further my studies. I did a degree in business administration,
Right?
and then with uh, specializing in human resources. Uh, my,
Wow.
my, while in the UK, as many students in the UK, I started
Mm-hmm.
a part-time job as a shop assistant, stacking
Okay.
shelves and so, so I started this job. It was really fun. I enjoyed doing it, and then serving clients. There were regular clients, so I kind of like this. Satisfying the client. Making the client
Yeah.
happy, offering the
Mm-hmm.
service. And while I was working there, there was an opportunity which opened up in a travel agency who was based in London, but
Right?
who was a travel agency selling Mauritius. So they were
Okay.
promoting Mauritius in the UK. It's a traditional travel agency that was promoting Mauritius. So then I
Wow.
joined there. My colleague who
Yeah,
was
perfect coincidence.
yes, it was my colleague who was in Mauritius. My ex-colleague. When I went there, it was
Mm-hmm.
my colleague who referred me to that company. He told me that there's an opening there. Why don't you? So that we will be still be in touch because the office in Mauritius was
Right.
was working with this travel agency. So I joined there. I was very lucky. Uh, so I joined this company. I worked there for 7 years. I worked there
Right.
for seven
Wow.
years. During the time I was there, the company helped me in doing my master's. It was very expensive. I was still working. They supported
Mm.
me doing a master's degree. And by this time, I was in love with what I was doing.
Yeah.
Working in a travel agency and doing bookings for people who wanted to come on holidays to Mauritius. We had clients when they came back, they brought gifts, they were very happy, they come to worship.
Mhm.
So I
Yes.
was I was already in love with what I was doing. And I did my research in the hotel industry in Mauritius when I did my
Mhm.
master's. And then after my master's, I had to come back to Mauritius, I had to come home.
Right.
Uh, so when I came home, I had the chance to, the company I was working, they outsourced part of the business to me. So when I left there,
Right.
I already had a job when coming to Mauritius.
Wow.
So I was supporting them even when in Mauritius. And then, as there's been a time where online travel agencies were becoming more popular. So people would
Right.
book more online than with traditional travel agents. So they
Right.
had to close the offices in Mauritius.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a job for some time, and I got married, and and then in the meantime, I applied for a job in the university in Mauritius. I was teaching
Mm-hmm.
tourism. I joined the university where as a lecturer, where I taught for less less than a year. I didn't
Wow.
enjoy lecturing that much. And then
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to the industry. I was missing what I was doing. Uh,
Yeah.
I joined one of the largest online travel agencies in the world. I was taking care of the Indian Ocean. I was
Okay.
traveling to Seychelles and other islands in the Indian Ocean, and my job was to promote, Mauritius and the other islands on
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
large online travel agencies. Um, I was uh, loving what I was doing, but I had
Wow.
to travel. I had to
Yeah.
travel, had to leave Mauritius sometime. And then
Yeah.
when my first daughter was born, traveling, leaving Mauritius was not
Yeah.
that fun anymore. I wanted to be near my daughter. And then at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, that particular travel agency I was working for in the UK, the owner, we met and then we discussed, we had to reinvent. the business from a local
Mhm.
traditional travel agency onto an online travel agency. And then
Wow.
we work together. We put up a small team, and ever since, I've been doing that.
Wow, that's an amazing journey from like wanting to become an engineer to where you are today. What an incredible story.
Yeah. It's amazing, yeah, and all everything that you did along the way that led you here. Great story.
It was a fun journey.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Mhm. And finally, what is your advice to kids?
Uh, be kind,
Yeah.
have fun, enjoy yourself, listen to your parents. They'll not be around always, and and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be
Mm.
afraid to fail. I believe you learn more when you fail than succeeding. So don't be afraid to fail. If it happens, you do not pass your exam, so things does not always go the way you want them to be. So don't be afraid to fail. Enjoy life. Be kind to people. Be honest, and then be consistent.